everybody, it's Mercer here with week number 16 of This Week in Real Pirateball. Let's go ahead and get into it right now. The top story this week continues to be the dream season for the Pirates, who have been yo-yoing in and out of first place in the NL Central for the past week.
He's building the cradle, rocking the baby. That's right, spank the baby, back up.
The Pirates are playing consistent and competitive baseball every night, as evidenced by their .500 records both at home and on the road. Divisionally, the Bucks have the best win-loss record at 25-16. Fans are also starting to come out in droves, even to midweek games. Generally, the Pirates get between 10 and 12,000 fans on Monday through Thursday. The Turnstiles turn twice as much per game this week, with over 20,000 coming to PNC for each game. More fans always means more selling of merchandise, and I'm sure the sweet alternate Pirates jersey are one of the top sellers. Here's a song that was written by TWIRP watcher and Twitter follower JP Bucko. I had a really tough time singing it, so hopefully you'll get a charge out of my terrible effort.
Ground ball right side, off the glove! Here comes Paul with the winning run! The Buccos have defeated the Philadelphia Phillies!
Bucking back! We're back on track! It's been so long, we're glad to be back, cause we're making news, refuse to lose. We keep on hanging around, reaching for the sky, and we're climbing real high. Forget the cards, cause we'll never die. We got 9 lives, we're clear sky, and sacrifice bunch, and we're running wild. We're back! Yeah, we're back! Yeah, we're back! Yeah, we're back! Yeah, we're back! Back! With the Bucks in back! With the Bucks in back! Oh, back on the back! Up to the front of the pack, watching color tracking miles on the warning track. Yes, we're a Bucko gang! Oh, with the bang! Charlie through sinkers cause it's curveball hang, cause we're getting the knack and we're leading the pack. Don't wanna hear you talk about the losing crap, so look at us now, we're making all the plays. The clock is lost, let's get out of the way. We're back! Yeah, we're back! Yeah, we're back! Yeah, we're back! Yeah, we're back! Back! With the Bucks in back! With the Bucks in back!
I'm really starting to believe in the TWIRP effect for Pirates players. Every time I mention a player is playing well, they start immediately sucking, and every time I rip someone, they prove me wrong.
Don't sweat the technique.
Neil Walker has been hitting everything coming his way this month with a .381 average and a .927 OPS. He's really flourished hitting in the third position of the order, with Andrew McCutchen now hitting cleanup. I like Walker hitting third in the order, but it'd be nice if the Pirates had a legitimate second hole hitter to hit in front of him. Chase d'Arnaud was terrible hitting there, and the Pirates have collectively hit .243 in the second spot this year. Hopefully when Jose Tabata returns, he'll be able to regain his form from last year and give Walker more chances to get those precious RBIs that Greg Brown wants him to have.
Must have the precious.
With the Pirates getting more national attention and with more fans coming to games, you had to figure that beer-fueled mayhem would start to rear its ugly head at PNC Park. Mikey and Big Bob from KISS FM caught footage of a man punching the guy sitting next to him while he was interviewing a woman about the Pirates. According to first-hand accounts, it took the ushers 5 minutes to reach the scene, and the puncher was eventually thrown out. I'm sure things like this happen all the time at other stadiums, but the chances are much greater when attendance starts to swell.
What's happening?
You're blowing up like a balloon.
Since the current usher crew at PNC probably averages about 68 years of age, I think it might be a good idea for the Pirates to start looking at some more ushers or security for games. It's only a matter of time before more buffoons start running on the field or becoming more rowdy with other fans.
How in the world, against the doctor's advice, can you go out in that ring and meet the Iron Sheik?
I do exactly what I want to do.
As players like Ronnie Cedeno and Steve Pearce return to the Pirates, questions will start to rise about how much playing time will be split between players. I wanted to discuss what may happen with Michael McHenry when Ryan Domit returns. Gene Collier wrote a column in the Post-Gazette this week stating that McHenry should be the starter because of the great win-loss record the Pirates have had since he came to the team.
Oh, Michael motorcycle.
I'm sorry, but I just don't buy it. Sure, psychologically the Pirates might benefit from him being on the field, but the Pirates pitchers were doing pretty well before he came along. I can't imagine they'd stop based solely on the catcher. Ryan Domit's bat is desperately needed in this lineup. His OPS plus, which is a normalized curve of player OPS values with an average of 100, is 117 compared to McHenry's 71. If you're worried about defense, look at these numbers. Both players are statistically even in all these categories. Domit should be starting the majority of games when he returns, and McHenry should be the backup. The Pirates made their first big splash leading up to the trade deadline by signing minor league relief pitcher Jason Grilli. Grilli, who goes by the name GrillCheese49 on Twitter, didn't even pitch in 2010 due to an injury. He has a career .473 ERA and .148 WHIP, very ordinary numbers. What exactly possessed Neil Huntington to acquire someone with such mediocre numbers?
Me and my gang, we live to ride, we ride to live. Me and my gang.
Clint Hurdle coached him in 2009 when he was with the Rockies, and he obviously pushed for Huntington to bring him on board. I just don't see the need for another dumpster-worthy reliever for this team. I'm really afraid that this is a bad omen for the trade deadline as the Pirates continue to bring in low-profile and low-cost players and pawn it off as an upgrade. Well, if nothing else, I got another guy I can make a nickname for. In this case, I'm calling him Q. He kinda looks like the character Q from Star Trek The Next Generation.
There are preparations to make, but when we next meet, Captain, we'll proceed exactly as you suggest.
We're just 1 week away from the trade deadline, so let's examine some current Pirates trade rumors. The Bucks have scouted outfielder Josh Willingham from the Oakland A's. Willingham is 32 years old, has comparable numbers to Garrett Jones, and makes $6 million a year. I don't see the point in trading for him when it's basically a lateral move and will cost the team relatively big money.
They give it back now to the 30. They're down to the 20. Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. He's going into the end zone.
First baseman Carlos Pena would come with a high price tag, but he could provide big power at a premium power hitting position. It would cost a lot of money, but it'd be a good litmus test for the ownership to show what they're willing to spend in order to improve the team. Finally, Astros outfielder Hunter Pence and pitcher Wandy Rodriguez are interesting targets for the team. I don't necessarily think the Pirates have to go after a starter, but I would certainly think long and hard about Hunter Pence. He's an 800 OPS hitter that's a true throwback player. He'd be perfect for the Pittsburgh market, and his production would be worth trading 2 or 3 higher-level prospects to help the team make a run at winning a weak division this year.
It's all about the game, and how you play it. All about control, and if you can take it.
The Pirates hosted the Cincinnati Reds in what was probably the most important series between the two teams since 1979. On Monday, the Pirates won 2-0. Charlie Morton started off shaky, but he got through 5 innings to continue his mastery of the Reds by winning his 8th game of the year. Tuesday was a nail-biter that the Bucks won 1-0. After James McDonald was lifted by loading the bases in the 7th, Joe Beimel and Chris Rhysop cleaned up the mess and got him out of the inning. Joe Hanrahan got his 28th save as the Reds were shut out by the Pirates for the 4th time, an exact reversal from 2010. The Pirates once again failed to sweep an opponent by losing Wednesday's game 3-1. Chase d'Arnaud committed 2 costly errors in the field which led to 2 Reds runs. Next up for the Pirates were the always formidable St. Louis Cardinals. Unfortunately, the series turned south quickly as the Pirates lost the first 2 games. On Friday, Paul Maholm allowed 2 home runs on 6 pitches in the first inning as the Pirates lost 6-4. Saturday's game was worse yet as the Bucks were shellacked 9-1. Kevin Correa had his 3rd rough outing in a row and is starting to show signs of decline. Sorry, but I don't have time to give you Sunday's result. What do I think about the Pirates this week? The Bucks are still in the thick of the NL Central race, but the results of the Cardinal series has to trouble the fans and the front office. Hopefully this isn't a bellwether for how the Pirates will fare against higher caliber teams in the division the rest of the way. The pressure is on GM Neil Huntington to make a meaningful buying move at the trade deadline. If he doesn't, the Pirates may end up fading fast. Next week, the Pirates have another tough week of games against two NL East powerhouses, the Atlanta Braves and Philadelphia Phillies. Well, that about does it for this week. Make sure you join me next week for another edition of This Week in Real Pirateball. I'm Greg Mercer.